Hey everybody, it's Lon Simon. We've got another unboxing of another clone console for Nintendo systems, but if you look on the box here, this one's a little different than some of the others we've looked at because it's got a Super Nintendo connector as well as a traditional NES connector. This is called the Classiq 2 HD. It should be out in the next couple of weeks, and this plays both the SNES games and the NES games, so you can get your 16-bit and your 8-bit going on a single console system. This is going to retail for $69, so $10 less than the SNES Classic Edition. This is the controller, one of the controllers. It looks like it's the old dog bone design from the original kind of revised NES that came out in the early 90s here in the United States. Let's take this out of the case here. We'll throw it out of the bag, and we'll see what it looks like here. So kind of a rounded back on it. Not too bad. Feels okay. Not great. A little kind of a crazy little D-pad here. And this is their SNES controller. It feels a little better than the NES controller, but I'm not crazy about the shoulder buttons here on the top. It feels a little cheap to me. But you can, of course, hook up your own SNES and NES controllers to it. We'll test and see if you can play the NES games with the SNES controller and vice versa. I've got those 8-bit though controllers that are wireless, so I'll try those out also. Those are really nice controllers. So this is the console itself. It's pretty basic here. You've got 2 cartridge slots, and they are labeled SNES and NES. And if you want to play the NES, you flick the power switch up. If you want the SNES, you flick it down. Over here is a reset button, and on the back here you can see all the connections we've got. DC in, so it's powered by USB. You have composite out as well as HDMI out. It shoots video out at 720p at 60 frames per second. And Corey, who works for me here in the studio, is going to be capturing some footage of both console eras for you all. So he's going to be enjoying earning his keep playing video games today. And then you've got an aspect ratio switch here on the back, which has been lacking on a lot of the inexpensive clone consoles we've looked at. And what this does is it lets you output a square image so that your TV is not having to do that for you, and that will at least give you some consistency. So it's nice to see this switch on here. So that is the console itself. They're giving you an HDMI cable in the box, and I don't have a power adapter. Oh, it looks like they're giving me an iPad adapter here. They are coming up with their own power adapter, but it wasn't yet ready before they were sending out the review units here. So we'll have they'll have a real power adapter, not this one, in the box when you get it. But again, it is USB powered, so you can even just plug it into your TV if you want, but you will get a USB power adapter in the box. We got our controller connectors up front here. And on the bottom, by the way, there is an NTSC and PAL switch. And mine was set to NTSC, so that's good for the region that I'm in. But if you happen to get this thing and the game seems slow, make sure the switch is set to NTSC. We noticed with the one we saw from Hyperkin recently, it was coming with the PAL switch enabled by default. So make sure that switch is in NTSC before you boot it up to get your games running at the speed they're designed to run at. So Corey's going to get working on this one, and we'll have a full review coming up very shortly on the main channel at lon.tv, so stay tuned.
This channel is brought to you by my Patreon supporters, including gold level supporters, the Black Eyed and Blues Music Hour podcast, Chris Allegretta, John Prawl, William Miller, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/Patreon to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/S.